So Disney CEO Bob Iger has just announced a €2 billion expansion to Disneyland Paris, and personally I can't wait to dive into all of this, so let's discuss it all up next. Hi there Waltoneers, I'm Jack, this is DSNY Newscast, and let's get right into it as we've got some massive news to discuss today. So all of this began in July of 2017 when the Walt Disney Company bought and acquired the full ownership of Disneyland Resort Paris. As since its opening in 1992, the resort had always been under partial public ownership, making it somewhat difficult for expansions and new projects to take off. But at the time of this full acquisition last year, it was the sign of bigger things to come, as Disney was clearly taking a greater interest in the resort. As we saw late last year when Disney CEO Bob Iger was spotted touring the Disneyland park with lead Imagineers discussing the upcoming expansion. But now we've learned of the master plan that Disney have planned for Disneyland Paris, and it involves a €2 billion investment to massively reimagine Walt Disney Studios Park with 3 new lands. With the first being a Marvel superhero universe area which will predominantly take over the back lot area of Walt Disney Studios Park, as it was announced 2 weeks ago that Rock 'n' Roller Coaster will be completely reimagined into an Iron Man roller coaster featuring the Avengers. And at the same time, I speculated that as part of this Marvel land coming to that park, that Lights Motors Action Stunt Show and also the Armageddon experience would most likely be used up as part of this new land expansion. And now we can see in the concept art that this is indeed the case. Now this is all blue sky concept art at the moment, so that means it's meant to give an impression instead of exact details. But it does show us that the exterior of Rock 'n' Roller Coaster will be getting a new circular facade, significantly changing what it currently looks like. And also we can see that there will be a massive show building to the side, possibly housing another e-ticket attraction for this Marvel land. But that's not all, as Walt Disney Studios Park will also be undergoing massive changes that will see the backlot studio tour completely removed to make way for a huge expansion area at the back that will include a Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which looks to be somewhat smaller than the 14-acre land in Disneyland and Walt Disney World, as it seems to be only the Millennium Falcon area section of Galaxy's Edge. And so the third land as part of this expansion will be a Kingdom of Arendelle, which will be a Frozen-themed land, which looks to be magnificent, as it will have Elsa's Frozen Ice Palace and a stunning mountain landscape which will sure to be another icon within Disneyland Paris. And as part of this massive expansion, Walt Disney Studios Park will be getting a brand new lake area that will be a focal point for daytime and nighttime entertainment experiences. And so what's so great about these plans that came out of nowhere for Walt Disney Studios Park and Disneyland Paris is that apart from the Marvel area, it won't disrupt the normal operation of the park, as most of the expansion will be in a completely unused area of Walt Disney Studios Park. But it remains to be seen what this massive Main Street section will look like, as it appears to be relatively sparse at the moment leading down towards the new lake area. And also, whilst we're at it, Toy Story Playland looks to be getting an alien swirling saucer attraction within that land as well. But do bear in mind that this is all blue sky concept art, and so the scale and detail may change quite a bit until we see more artwork later. However, we won't have to wait too long to start seeing more developments and more details, as this multi-year expansion is set to begin opening in 2021, with the other lands opening in the years after that. And so let's now move on over to Disneyland in California, as they've also had a couple of announcements of their own in the past week, as Disneyland's Aladdin's Oasis, right next to the Tiki Room and the Jungle Cruise, is going to be completely reimagined and redesigned into an entirely new area called the Tropical Hideaway. Now, it hasn't been specifically stated as of yet, but the concept art does seem to show that this will be some form of quick service snack area, with plenty of seating and a great view of the Jungle Cruise skipper boats passing by. With all of this being part of a plan to try and optimise Disneyland's capacity in any way possible ahead of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opening in 2019. Additionally, we now know what the future holds for the Cove Bar over at Disney California Adventure as part of Pixar Pier, as we now know that this new bar and restaurant area will be called the Lamplight Lounge and will offer amazing views of World of Colour and the rest of Pixar Pier, and will most likely end up taking over some of Ariel's Grotto at the same time. And yes, I know we haven't spoken an awful lot about Walt Disney World for today's video as we usually do, but don't worry about it, we'll be getting to that in Thursday's video instead. But whilst we're at it, over in Epcot, key executives within Disney Parks and Resorts were spotted touring the Wonders of Life Pavilion this past week, as it had been previously rumoured back in January that this would no longer be used as a festival centre, and now this seems to be the case. But I wouldn't go expecting any official announcement from Disney about what Wonders of Life will be used for until at least D23 Expo next year. But it has to be said that insiders are still stating that the Mission Space restaurant will be going in between Mission Space and Test Track and not inside the Wonders of Life Pavilion. And so lastly for today, just a very quick reminder, as Disney had just announced that the first trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, which will be coming out this November, will be released tomorrow on Wednesday, the 28th of February. But now, it's over to you, Waltoniers. I would like to know, what attractions would you like to see come to a Marvel Land or a Frozen Land within Walt Disney Studios Park? And really get creative with your suggestions, as at the moment we don't know any of the attractions which will be within these new lands, and also it would be cool to know what the storyline and also what type of attraction it would be. And of course, don't forget to put the timestamp of where the hidden Mickey appeared somewhere within this video along with your suggestion or your comment to be in with a chance to win a DSNY Newscast pin. And congratulations to this Waltoneer here for winning with this suggestion from the previous video where we were discussing the brand new live concept art for the Star Wars Hotel that's coming to Walt Disney World. And go ahead and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel. Hit that notification icon so that you always get an update whenever a new video is released. And also, if you've enjoyed today's video, give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.